EA Sports.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaud. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they enter play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line, and his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
First play, Mahomes looking to throw it. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Still 15 yards to go, second down. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Holding offense.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Brandon, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. And a look here now at their 4th-year quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now it's Richardson, and he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun, Russell. And Winslow brings it in over the middle. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. They will find Winslow. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
On first down, it's Richardson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Looking to throw. Russell. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. To throw on 3rd down. Russell. And that is incomplete. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 33. And this one is right through. And it's 3-0 Washington. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. Their 2nd drive here, the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip, and I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Throwing here with this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Russell. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Back to throw. Russell firing quickly here, and that's complete. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 38. Up the middle they go. Richardson, and he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. On 3rd down, Russell. This one caught by Winslow. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense.
And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out, and the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Meanwhile, Mahomes throw into the hands of Pittman here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Mahomes now on first down. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. From just shy of midfield, Mahomes. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 35.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game. And they hit that one there for big yardage.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Edwards-Helaire on the counter. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, second down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Again, Edwards-Helaire, but he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now third and goal. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Kendrick Bourne, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was Kendrick Bourne who was able to cap things off with a touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Throwing to start the drive. Russell. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. To throw on second down. Russell. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So here are the Chiefs to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Throwing is Mahomes on third. He'll drop that off to Edwards-Helaire. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. That one good for only 6, and it leaves them with a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. He finds his man, complete. It's Griffith. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a 1st down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Russell. Throw right side, caught by Winslow. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. That's going to be caught by Richardson.
Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Washington.
A big play there. 46 yards.
And the Commanders have regained the lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
And now here comes Kansas City.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Out right to Bourne.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
His back has been dependable safety back all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line.
So here is Washington now to take over.
They were winners last week, defeating the New York Giants. They lead this one as well right now as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Russell. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Chris Jones in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
Pretty nice move, but not a ton of space there. They stop him shy of the 25. 2 yards on the pickup there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
False start.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Back to throw. Russell. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th.
Washington going to send out their punter
as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly.
The Chiefs offense set to go.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. From midfield, here's Mahomes.
Out to the right and complete to Pittman. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Mahomes going to throw. And this one is incomplete. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. Butker's kick here is good, and that will knot us up at 10.
Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
So out comes Washington's offense to take over. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
from the gun on third down. Russell throwing the out route incomplete. That's Griffith.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
All tied up at 10. 2 minutes left in the first half. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him, and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll look to throw again. Just keeping the play alive. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
2nd and 10. We're all knotted up at 10, but it appears that may change soon. Only question is, will they have to settle for 3?
And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Again, he'll drop to throw. Yeah, he finds his tight end. It's Ertz.
And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Looking to throw. Russell. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Commanders will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
Mahomes now on 1st down.
That to his running back, Edwards-Helaire.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Commanders will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a one-touchdown game. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And it's the Dolphins who are out in front in the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for Tua Tagovailoa. From there, we're off to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. A couple of touchdown passes there for Joe Burrow. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they trail the visiting LA Rams as that one's gone to the intermission. The Rams trying to finish that one off and claim victory. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for KC. And despite the fact that they're down on the scoreboard, they were able to have some success throwing the football in that opening half. Meanwhile, for Washington, they were even better throwing the football. Lots
past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Operating from the gun, Russell. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And he fields it cleanly. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Mahomes finding Bourne here over the middle. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down.
They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Now Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Back to throw. Russell. He finds his man. Complete. It's Griffith. 7 yards there and a first down. Looking to throw. Russell.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
13 yards there and a Washington first.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
Here's Richardson. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is going to lose yardage here. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They run with Richardson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
13 yards there at a Washington first.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Richardson. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown. On 3rd down. It's Richardson, and he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. And his kick is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change, because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Well, it's not time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. This is taken at the 23. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Ball carried by number 4, George Karlaftis on the stop.
On 3rd down, Richardson. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Before they can snap it, time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That is incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 8. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the 1st there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. And they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Here's Logan Cook now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he's able to get it out of there. Ooh, with a juke. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. On 1st and 10, Russell throwing into traffic there, and that's complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now we got whistles before the snap. Looked like one of the Commanders jumped. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Back to throw. Russell firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
To throw on 3rd down. Russell. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground.
And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now here's Mahomes. Got the connection here to Bourne. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives them a 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Mahomes to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. And no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick-6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And that 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. After the pick-6, they go right back to the air. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes is caught. Michael Pittman with it. He's got room at the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Michael Pittman.
63 yards.
And the Chiefs have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there of playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
And despite a nice juke there, really good move, he only gets about a yard, and it brings up 2nd down. On the ground, here's Richardson again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
Throw right side, caught by Winslow.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Russell. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun, Russell. He's got a man. That's caught left sideline. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Russell. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Janning fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth.
The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. They trail by 2 scores in the fourth, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. A time to see what this offense has left in the tank. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try and run it in. It's Richardson. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. They'll run again with Richardson. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Looking to throw. Russell.
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders.
From 3 yards out.
And the Commanders are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. KC's offense ready to take over. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Now Mahomes got to have this one. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Juju Smith-Schuster, 78 yards. And the Chiefs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now it's Richardson. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Richardson. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these 2 teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
So it's Washington getting the victory here.
And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.